Mr. S. by Monica Arnaldo. The kids in room 2B could tell something was wrong. Even though it was their first time at school, they had the sense that something was missing. "Where's the teacher?" someone whispered. "Shouldn't they be here by now?" asked someone else. "Ooh, look outside the window. Look what's going on. It looks like something's going on with this car. And I see somebody here with their hands over on their head. Interesting. It looks like the tree fell on their car." The children looked at each other and then back towards the front of the class, where there should have been a teacher. There was only a stack of papers, a mug of coffee, and an impressive-looking sandwich. "No teacher means no rules," cheered half the class. "Absolutely not," scolded the other half. But before they could argue any further, a loud thwack came from the front of the room as a ruler clattered to the ground. "Who did that?" the kids whispered, eyeing the teacher's desk nervously. But there was only the sandwich. The clock ticked and the mug steamed, but the sandwich lay remarkably still. "You don't think?" said one half of the class. "Oh, don't be ridiculous," said the other half. "Look," called a kid from the back of the room, pointing to the chalkboard. There, written in perfectly neat handwriting, was the name Mr. S. As one of the children murmured, "Mr. Sandwich?" That settled it. Everyone got straight to work. C is for club sandwich. D is for double-decker. They moved swiftly through the day's lessons. Oh, but look out the window again. There's that two men with that car smashed by the tree. Let's see what's going to happen with that. Mr. S was tough but fair. "I will not throw food." So the little boy's in trouble. He's writing a sentence on the board. Oh, but there's the window again. Look at the car now. Now it's on fire. It was struck by lightning. Look at that. We'll have to see what happens with that later in the story. The kids all loved art class. "Look over here." So they're drawing Mr. Sandwich. Story time ran a bit long. "Next page, please." So they're having to help Mr. Sandwich turn the pages. Music class was especially unconventional. "Mary had a little ham, little ham, little ham. Mary had a little ham on some nice rye bread." As the day went on, some students began to wonder, is there something unusual about Mr. S? We've never had a teacher like him before. We've never had a teacher at all. Now look out the window. Still more stuff going on. See what's going to happen. The children argued quietly, and then not so quietly. "A sandwich can't be a teacher." "Why not? Yeah, there's all sorts of teachers. Piano teachers, salsa teachers, computer teachers." Slam! Suddenly the door burst open. Uh-oh, it's that guy from outside with the car. Let's see what's going to happen. Do you think maybe he's a teacher? We'll have to see. The children in room 2B were perfectly silent as a very wet man made his way into the front of the class. "Children," said the man, whose jacket was smoking, as though it had recently been on fire. "I'm so sorry I'm late." The kids blinked at one another. "I've had an unusual morning," he continued. "I'm afraid we didn't have time for a proper introduction." The wet and smoky man picked up a piece of chalk and began to write on the board. The children's eyes darted back and forth between the two figures at the front of the class. "I'm Mr. Spencer, your..." Who do you think Mr. Spencer is going to be? Let's see. Let's turn the page. "Your principal. And I see you've already met your teacher, Mr. S." So the sandwich is the teacher. Let's keep reading. "Keep up the great work, everyone. I can tell this is a special group." Looking around the room, the children had to agree. "We never doubted you, Mr. Sandwich," said half the class. "Well, maybe for a minute," said the other half of the class. Mr. S was as composed as ever. "That's quite all right, children, but actually, my name isn't Mr. Sandwich. The S stands for..." The end. So we don't know what his name is because there's mustard on the page with his name. So all we see is Mr. San. I wonder what his name actually is. Let's talk about that next. See you guys. Thank you for being great readers and listeners.